Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with American Manganese CEO and President Larry Reaugh. Larry, how are things going right now?
Well, everything's going well on our project that we're working on. Certainly moving ahead with the new IPs, and which we would hope to patent in the next couple of months. And also work is starting to commence on our pilot plant. That said and done, the markets have not been kind. And I know that there's certain people out there, especially on the bull boards, that don't like to hear me talk about the market. But everybody's in the same boat right now. We're all getting bashed around. And the bull boards are making hay where when the sun ain't shining. And I keep talking about predator trading. Well, that's there, but I also believe that certain people have panicked and sold their stock. But that's not long term. I think the market will turn. It's not so much on the fundamentals anymore, but probably on earnings news or something like that. The Dow has to move. When the U.S. market gets a cold, we get pneumonia up here. So, the venture market and the Canadian market, the Toronto Stock Exchange, have been mauled quite a bit. And recently, I started getting queries about the fact that Amy was changing its direction. That we were going more into the mining again, and we were putting out publications to that effect and everything else. Nothing could be further from the truth. That would be like throwing a drowning man an anchor. And the reality is the recycling, as you can see in the business plan, is the greatest opportunity this company's ever had. We could get into cash flow, very positive, robust cash flow, in a much shorter period than starting an exploration program and then going through all the hoops and years that it takes to get a mine into production. So, the markets are what the markets are. I think we'll probably see 30,000 before we see 15,000. And that's my thoughts, is 50 years out there trading in the market and, managing markets and in stocks. That's why I was so familiar with the lack of an uptick rule, because that is just the other side of the equation. And I just want to let our shareholders know that we're all in the same boat. The insiders in the company hold $6 or $7 million worth of stock. Are we happy with the market? No. But we're not really worried about the market, because the market is what the market is, and that will always be out there. But recycling lithium-ion batteries is going to become a very big thing. And as we move forward on that, let's see what kind of interest we're getting. All the big battery manufacturers and EV car manufacturers in the West have all gone to Glencore or somebody else to get long-term contracts at reduced rates in cobalt. Didn't work. Chinese come in, they make a deal with Glencore to get a third of their total production out of the DRC over 3 years. What did they pay? Nobody's saying, but I'll bet you they're paying market price. And so they're ahead of everybody else. They control 80% of the cobalt market and the lithium market. So my phone should be ringing off the hook from North America. My email box should be jammed full of people interested in what we're doing and how they can get involved, especially battery manufacturers. I get more queries from people that use cobalt in other fields than I do in the battery manufacturing. Because don't forget, cobalt, half of it's used in other applications. So where do I get most of my queries from? 90% of my queries come out of Asia, and half of those come out of China. And I'm not talking about a few queries. We're getting, we're getting interest in our recycling program from all over Asia, and especially China and South Korea. So who will we end up doing a deal with at the end of the day? If I was a gambling man, which I am, I would say probably Asia. Because there's nobody in this side of the world that even seems to be concerned about the supply of cobalt. They need that for their batteries. They need that for a lot of other things that they're doing. And yet, where are they going? God knows. Everywhere they go, there's a beaten track in that direction already. So they're probably following behind the Chinese. Chinese are long-term thinkers. They've been tying up the cobalt market and the lithium market for a few years now, and they've accelerated that in in this year. So, what are we going to do? I think our future is assured. It's not with a Panasonic or an LG Chem or one of those companies. It probably will be with the Chinese company. So, but we're not going to jump until we get our patents. And that's kind of my overview of the market. We didn't put any press releases out because the last few press releases and also any communications we got and any write-ups we had from prestigious sources has only generated selling. And, why are they still writing us up if we're that bad? I mean, as the billboards would indicate. Got to remember, doing your due diligence on the billboards, you're not getting anything that's factual. The facts are with the company and the exchanges, IROC, and the BC Securities Commission. They police that information. And you can't forget that the company's not doing this work in their own lab. They're doing this work through a prestigious contractor who's arm's length and has no axe to grind and no ownership in the intellectual property or the company. Just remember that. Everything we say has to be said by Chemetco. Chemetco's not going to wreck their reputation, which is great around the world, by giving us false information or collaborating with false information. All the stuff we say is true. Simple. That said and done, I would like to say to our shareholders, I ride out the storm. It's never always an easy ride up, and it's never going to be just a ride all the way up. There's going to be big hiccups all along the way. But if you look at the value of the projects that are in a company, not just American Manganese, you know that eventually it will see its way, and we're not subject to commodity prices. Generally around the world, we're all in mining, we're always subject to the commodity prices. We're only subject to what our imaginations will take us to. Well, that's all I got to say, Jim.
Larry, for new listeners, can you maybe give us a quick thumbnail sketch of what American Manganese does?
American Manganese is a company that's developing a patent-pending process for recycling 100% of the cathode materials in lithium-ion batteries. And those cathode materials are cobalt, lithium, nickel, manganese, and aluminum. And, we've already shown by proof of concept that this works. We're currently doing a pilot plant that will show it can be done on a continuous basis and a sort of a small duplication of what a big plant will do. And that has to be done because there's always bugs to work out. And but all the progress reports I'm getting, which are some small work right now, are all still positive. So, and American Manganese trades on the Venture Exchange under the symbol AMY. It trades in the U.S. under the symbol AMYZF, and it trades in Frankfurt under the symbol 2AM. You can find any information that's factual on our website, not from the billboards. that at AmericanManganeseInc.com. You can email me at the company at LREAUGH@AMYMN.com. Or you can give us a call here. It's 778-574-4444.
Larry, thanks for the update.
You're welcome.
My guest has been Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. We were speaking on April 6th. I'm Jim Goddard.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.